Hello guys, greetings from PlacementSkii. I'm Pradyumna, one of the co-founders of PlacementSkii. I welcome you all to the fourth lecture series on the previous year questions asked in Wipro NLTH. I'll be covering the exact questions. In the first three parts I've covered questions 1 to 20. Please do watch the videos if you have not watched them yet. Please do subscribe to the channel for more such updates. Question number 21. Simplify 144 power minus 3 by 2 whole power minus 1 by 6. We know that a power m whole power n is equal to a power m into n. Okay. Therefore, here we shall take it as 144 whole power minus 3 by 2 into minus 1 by 6. Okay. So minus minus and 3 ones, 3 2 6. So what do we get? We get 144 whole power. We only have 1 in the numerator and in denominator we have 4. Okay. What is it? It's 4th root of 144. So we can write it as 144 is 12 square, right? So 12 square whole power 1 by 4. That is again a power m whole power n. So 12 power 2 into 1 by 4. So 2 ones, 2 twos. So we are remained of 12 power 1 by 2. We know that a power 1 by n is what? It is nth root of a. Okay. Therefore 12 power 1 by 2 is what? It is square root of 12. That should be your answer. So the only two laws of exponents that we have used here are this. Okay. Square root of 12, if we can further simplify, we can take a 4 out. Therefore, okay, let me write it also. We can write as square root of 4 into 3, which is square root of 4 is 2. So the answer is 2 root 3. This is the simplified form of the answer, square root of 12. Let's move on to the next question. Ronald and Elon are working on an assignment. Okay. Ronald takes 6 hours to type 32 pages. To type 32 pages, he takes 6 hours. Okay. Similarly, Elon takes 5 hours to type 40 pages. So for 40 pages, he takes 5 hours. Now, how much time will they take working together on two different computers to type an assignment of 110 pages? Okay. Now, let's try to convert into per page basis. Okay. 32 pages for 6 hours. So to type, in each hour, how many pages do they type? Does he type? It is 32 upon 6 pages in an hour, which is 32 by 6. You can simplify it further, 2 16s, 2 3s. Effectively, Ronald types 16 by 3 pages in an hour. Okay. Elon types 40 pages in 5 hours. So in each hour, how much does he type? 40 by 5 pages in an hour, which is 8 pages per hour. That is Elon's efficiency. So now we are told that they are working together on two different computers. Therefore, R plus E, that is Ronald and Elon working together, can type how many pages in an hour? They can type 16 by 3 plus 8 pages in an hour, pages per hour, which is, let's simplify it, 16 plus 24, right? 16 by 16 plus LCM, 3 into 8 is 24 upon 3 pages per hour, which is 40 by 3 pages per hour. Together they can type 40 by 3 pages in 1 hour. To type 110 pages, how much time do they take? It is 110 divided by 40 upon 3, which is, let's simplify it, 110 divided by 40 into 3. So 0 0 gets cancelled. Effectively, they'll take how many hours? They'll take 33 by 4 hours. Is that clear? First, we have found out per hour basis how much do they type individually. Later on, since you're working together on two different computers, we have summed up their efficiencies. So effectively, they can type 40 by 3 pages in an hour. To type 110 pages, they take 110 divided by 40 by 3. On simplification, we get 33 by 4 hours as answer. Let's move on to the next question. Both Shruti and Pooja randomly choose a color from orange and yellow. Okay. What is the probability that both choose orange? So we only have orange or yellow to choose from. Okay. Now what is the probability that both choose orange? Now what is the probability that Shruti chooses orange first? The probability that Shruti chooses orange is 1 upon 2. Because out of 2 she can choose, she has to choose orange. So it is 1 by 2. Similarly, what is the probability that Pooja has to choose orange? It is 1 by 2 again, right? Out of orange or yellow, she has to choose orange, therefore it's 1 by 2. Now we are told that both have to choose orange. Therefore, Shruti and Pooja have to choose orange. So it is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. Since there is an and, we multiply. Therefore, the probability that both choose orange is 1 by 4. Let me also write the combinations for your understanding. So what are the possible combinations? They can either choose orange orange or orange yellow, yellow yellow, and yellow orange, right? So together we have 4 combinations for them to choose from, out of which both have to choose orange. Therefore 1 upon 4 will be your answer this way. Let's move on to the next question. Unit digit of 3 power 34. Yeah, we are not expected to compute the value 3 power 34. Rather, what we shall do is we shall just try to see if there is any repetition of unit digits. 3 power 1 is 3, 3 power 2, 3 square is 9, 3 cube is 27, so the unit digit is 7, 3 power 4 is 81, the unit digit is 1, 3 power 5, it is 243, the unit digit is 3. I think there seems to be some repetition, right? We've got 3, 9, 7, 1, and again we've got 3. Let's check for one more value, 3 power 6. What is 243 into 3? It is 729. Yeah, we've got 9 again. So there is a repetition, 3971, 3971. Therefore, the unit digit repeats after every 4 powers. After every 4 powers, it repeats. Is that clear? Therefore, whenever a power is given, we are not expected to really compute the entire value. We can just go from this. Okay, whatever power is given, just divide it by 4 first. Why 4? Because the power cycle is 4. That is, the unit digits repeat after every 4 powers. Therefore, divide the power by 4. If you get 1 as remainder, okay, then the unit digit should be 3. If you get 2 as remainder, the unit digit should be 9. If you get 3 as remainder, the unit digit should be 7. And if you get 0 as remainder, the unit digit should be 1. Okay, let's check it for this question. We are expected to find the unit digit of 3 power 34, right? What is the first step? The first step is to divide the power by 4. So let's divide 34 by 4. So we get 4 8s 32. We get the remainder as what? 2. As told, whenever we get remainder as 2, the unit digit has to be 9. Let's also take one more example. Let's say it is 3 power 40. So what is the unit digit? 40. The first step is divide 40 by 4. What is the remainder? It is 0. When it is 0 remainder, the unit digit has to be 1. That is how we compute the unit digits of 3 power anything. Let's move on to the next question. A, B and C are such that B is the simple interest on A. Okay, what is the formula for simple interest? Simple interest is what? P into T into R by 100, where P is the principal, T is the time period, R is the rate of interest per annum. It's told that B is the simple interest, on A. Okay, so what is it? A into, let's assume time period and rate of interest as T and R. So A into T into R by 100. Let me repeat. B is the interest earned on principal A. So principal is A. So instead of P, we have substituted A. B is equal to ATR by 100. Okay, let's take it as a first equation. And C is the simple interest on B. So C is the simple interest on principal is B now. So simple interest is P, that is B into T into R by 100, because the time period and rate of interest are same. Let's take it as a second equation. Now let's divide 1 by 2. Okay, what do we get? We get b by c. B by c is equal to, we get a into t into r by 100 divided by b into t into r by 100. So now by 100 gets cancelled, tr get cancelled, so we are reminder of b by c is equal to a by b. So what is the relation we have? B square is equal to AC. That is the relation between A, B and C. Effectively A, B, C are in GP, right? Effectively A, B, C are in GP, isn't it? Which is geometric progression. Let's move on to the next question. Atul bought a machine for rupees 450k. Okay, so for Atul, let's say cost price and selling price. What is cost price for Atul? It is 450k, 450,000. Instead of writing 1000, I'm replacing that with k. Okay, 450k. What is the selling price for Atul? We are not sure because he sold it to Irfan. Okay, he sold it to Irfan. Okay, Irfan. Irfan later sold the machine to Danish. So I'm writing here Irfan later sold it to Danish at a loss of 10% for rupees 495k. So he sold it to Danish at 495k. So the selling price for Irfan is 495k at a loss of 10%. We know that selling price is equal to what? 1 minus the loss percent. What is loss percent here? 10% of cost price, right? The multiplying factor. I'm just taking the multiplying factor. Okay, let me also give some info regarding that. So what is the multiplying factor? Remember, SP is always equal to multiplying factor into cost price. Okay, so when the multiplying factor is 1, there is no profit, no loss. Okay, when the multiplying factor is 1.1, there is a profit of 10%. Let's say when the multiplying factor is 1.2, let's say SP is equal to 1.2 into CP, there will be a profit of 20%. Let's say the multiplying factor is 0.9, there is a loss of 10%, so on and so forth. Okay, so this way we can, ascertain the relation directly. Okay, in this case there is a loss of 10%, therefore selling price should be equal to 0.9 into cost price. Okay, so in this case selling price is 495k, right? So I'm just writing 495k is equal to 0.9 into CP. So what is the cost price that we get? Cost price is equal to 495k divided by 0.9. So what happens? Once 9 5s 45, 9 5s 45, 0. So we have a 550k. I've added a 0 because in the denominator we have 0.9. Okay, so on simplifying, what did we get? We got the cost price of Irfan is 550k. That is, Irfan bought the machine at 550k from Atul. Therefore 550k is the selling price of Atul, right? 550k is selling price of Atul because he is the one who sold it to Irfan. Okay, what are we supposed to find? We are supposed to find the profit earned by Atul. Okay, what is the profit earned by Atul? Cost price is 450k and selling price is 550k. So the profit earned by him is what? Selling price minus cost price, which is 550k minus 450k, which is 10k. That is 10,000 rupees. So that is a profit that he earned. Is that clear? So the only thing that we have applied here is selling price equal to multiplying factor into cost price. If the multiplying factor is greater than 1, there should have been a profit in the transaction. If the multiplying factor is exactly 1, there is no profit, no loss. If the multiplying factor is less than 1, there should be a loss. Let's move on to the next question. What is the value of a comma y in 13 power minus 20 minus a into 13 power y is equal to 168 into 13 power minus 22. Okay, we know that a power minus m is what? It is 1 by a power m. Let me use this int here. 13 power minus 20, what is it? It is 1 by 13 power 20 minus a into 13 power y. This is equal to 168 divided by 13 power 22. Now let me transpose this to the other side. So we have 1 by 13 power 20 minus this comes here 168 by 13 power 22. This value is equal to a into 13 power y. I have just transposed the values. Okay. Now let's take LCM as 13 power 22. Okay. So what do we get? We get, since we only have 13 power 20, this is 13 square. Okay. 2 powers get added minus 13 power 22. It's already there. So it is 168. This is equal to a into 13 power y. So what do you get? 13 square is 169 minus 168 is 1. 1 by 13 power 22 is equal to a into 13 power y. Let me write this as 13 power minus 22. Okay, 13 power minus 22 is equal to a into 13 power y. So on comparing, what do we get? On comparing these two, what do we get? We get a value is equal to 1, a value is equal to 1, and y value is equal to minus 22. Is that clear? We have written 1 by 13 power 22 as 1 into 13 power minus 22. So a is 1 on comparison and y is minus 22. That should be the answer. Let's move on to the next question. A rectangle's length is 4 times its breadth. Okay, L is equal to 4 times B. Okay. Now area is 2500. What is the area of the rectangle? It is L into B. So this value is given as 2500 square yards. So instead of L, let me substitute 4B. Okay, 4B into B is equal to 2500. So we have 4B square is equal to 2500. So we have B square is equal to 2500 by 4, that is 625. So B is equal to 25 yards, right? 25 yards. We are supposed to find the length of the rectangle and not the breadth. So please be careful. Okay. So length of the rectangle is 4 into breadth, that is 25. So length is equal to 100 yards. It's a very simple question, a straightforward question. Okay, Swaroop draws a certain amount of money from the ATM machine. Number of rupees 500 notes. Okay, there are rupees 500 notes, and then we have rupees 100 notes. He draws a certain amount of money. Okay, number of 500 rupee notes are double the number of rupees 100 notes. Let's say X rupees 100 notes were there. So how many 500 rupee notes should he have drawn? He should have drawn 2x 500 rupee notes, because it's given that number of 500 rupee notes is double the number of rupees 100 notes. X notes and 2x notes. Okay, now let's calculate the amount. For 2x 500 rupee notes, what is the amount? We have 500 into 2x rupees. 500 into 2x. Similarly, x 100 rupee notes, we have 100 into x. So this is the total amount he should have had. Okay. What is 500 into 2? It is 1000. So it is 1000x plus this we have 100x. So what is the amount he should have had? 1100x. Okay. The amount should be in the form of 1100x, where x should be an integer, isn't it? X is an integer, because you can't have a decimal number of notes. You can't have 0.5 note, right? You should have 1 note, 3 notes, 4 notes, so on and so forth. Therefore, the amount he withdraws should be a multiple of 1100. Among the answer options, 1500 is not a multiple of 1100, 2800 is not a multiple of 1100, 5850 is not a multiple of 1100, but 8800 is a multiple of 1100. So the possible amount that he can withdraw is 8800 rupees, because it's a multiple of 1100. Let's move on to the next question, the last question in this particular series. A restaurant prepares 22 liters of mixture. Okay, 22 liters of mixture, and the mixture contains 25% orange essence. Okay, orange essence, and the rest is water. Okay, so 75% water. If 3 liters is mixed in the mixture, what is mixed? This is mixed with 3 liters of water. Now we are supposed to find the percentage of orange in the mixture, orange essence in the mixture. Okay, now let's first see how much orange essence is there initially. We know that it is 25%. So 25% of what? 25% of the total 22. So initially the amount of the orange essence is 25% of 22. So 1 by 4 into 22. Okay, let me write 1 4. So 1 by 4 into 22. So 2 2s, 2 11s. So initially 5.5 liters of orange essence was there. Okay, this was initially. Okay, now finally does the amount of orange essence, does it change? No, right? Therefore, to find the percentage orange essence in the final mixture, let's calculate the volume of orange essence divided by total volume of mixture into 100. So this is how we get the percentage of orange essence in the new mixture, isn't it? Okay, so volume of orange essence doesn't change. Initially it was 5.5 liters. Finally also it will be 5.5 liters because only water was added. Therefore, instead of volume of orange essence, let me write 5.5 divided by total volume. Initially there were 22 liters. To that 3 liters of water is added. Therefore, it is 22 plus 3, that is 25 liters into 100. That should give us the percentage of orange essence. What is it? 25 ones, 25 fours. So the percentage value is 5.5 into 4. 5.5 into 2 is 11. 11 into 2 is 22. Therefore, finally the orange essence is only 22%. Yeah, logically this makes sense because if you add more water, the the concentration or the percentage of the orange essence decreases, isn't it? Therefore, 22% is the answer for this question.